Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Welcome. Let's bring in our audio audience. This is the Black Alert segment of the Fire Zone. Sisters and brothers, our main topic here today is the Book of Life, Part 2. But before I get into that, I want to talk about a couple other things. So we're going to go into a few things today. A lot of things that are, brothers and sisters, there's so much to tell you. You know, for you scriptural brothers and sisters out there, this book of Revelation is revealing everything. I mean, it's revealing everything. And I'm trying to get this information out to you. But some of it is just plain logic. Some of it is just plain observation. So let me give you some examples. So let's go into one of our subtopics. The whitewash. The whitewash. Let's move this over here a little bit so you can see what's going on here. The whitewash. See, if you understand this, everything comes into focus. Now, for you political brothers and sisters out there, you international politics brothers and sisters out there, right? You social scientists. See, this is for you. This is for all of you, actually. But see, this is something that you've been paying attention to. See, you're being blocked from all kinds of, they're turning you into Negro butts. 400 years ago, took 64 years to do it, but you've been trained not to think, not to see evidence right in front of you, not to evaluate, not to use deduction, not to think, not to rationalize. You've been taught not to do that. You've been taught to focus on NBA, NFL, excitement, right? Movies, Jay-Z, music. You've been told to focus on those things, see? While all other nations are focused on nationhood. But you're not focused on nationhood because you're told you're part of this nation, but you're not. But you've been told that, see? And you had the demons reinforcing it. And we're going to talk about those demons in a minute. But let me give you a little background here. You had this little man called Elijah Muhammad. See, he was back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, right? Talking about we're a nation inside of a nation. That we've been oppressed. He's talking about the Abrahamic covenant. That we need to separate and go home. That we cannot stay here with these people. These people mean us no good. They've been treating us worse than animals for over 40 years. So he's telling these things, right? And people are gravitating towards him. See? Because what he's saying is the truth. At that time, right, they weren't out here kissing your butt like they claim they are right now. See? So that's that they gave him more incentive to come to him, say, yeah, let's get the hell out of here. See, now they got all kinds of, all these things for you, where they love you, all this kind of stuff, right? All things that make you think, to lull you to sleep. See? And they got the demons trained to make sure you stay asleep, stay programmed, because because they programmed you 400 years ago, turned you into Negro butts, and you're still programmed. So, this was going on. So that was a problem for the United States, because see, they've been saying, they're advertising they're the hope of the world. They're the light on top of the mountain. See? And they offer people, I mean, they all these things they're saying, but they got this little dark spot over here. You see? It's like, what's they call it? What's that bird? Peacock. It's the most beautiful bird there is, but it got real ugly feet. So they're trying to hide the feet. So they got this little problem right here. See? Because they got this great big picture, see, of how good and righteous and the light of the world and everything. But got a little problem over here, these little niggas over here. See, this little problem over here. See, they're spoiling the picture. They're spoiling the picture for them. See? So they got to solve this problem. See? Because that light, it's got a dark spot. And they got to remove that dark spot. And Elijah Muhammad represents that dark spot. See, and the spot's getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the day, by the hour, because he's deprogramming you and telling you, no, we're not Americans. We're a captive nation. We need to go back home. Abrahamic covenant. And these things are ringing true because they are true. See, and that's that little stone in their foot. See, that little dark spot. See, that little blemish. It's like a woman, she got this beautiful face, right, but she got this real big, ugly mole right there, right on her forehead. You got to get rid of that. See? Because, you got to understand this problem, because it's a very powerful problem. Very significant. Because they're holding themselves up as good and righteous and everything. Just forget about, right? See, they got to cover up, sweep stuff under the rug. Forget about the fact they came and stole this land, see, and eradicated his people, killed his people, and came, dragged us over here and destroyed us, see, because that's what it says. The devils will go out to kill, steal, and destroy. That's exactly what they did when they came out of Europe, out of the Dark Ages. Read chapter 20 again. Read it again. See, there was a resurrection. That's Prophet Muhammad resurrected Abrahamic's empire. See, because all that stuff was built by Abraham over there. They don't want to tell you that. He just resurrected it and cleaned it up. Abraham built the Kaaba and the Mecca and all that. He built all that stuff and established a pilgrimage. He did all that. Prophet Muhammad just resurrected it. You better read that story again. And when they rose, they threw Europe into the Dark Ages, and they locked Europe, changed Europe into the Dark Age for 1,000 years. And then when they came out, said they covered the whole world, Gog and Magog, right? That's their history. And said they would go out to steal, kill, and destroy. Exactly how you think they got Australia, how you think they got Canada, how you think they got America. See, but they got to cover that up. See, no, that's not the story they want to tell. The story they want to tell is that this is the promised land. See, so they eradicated the vermin that was on it. See, and that Ham was cursed by Noah. That's how we became black. And was cursed to be slaves forever. So they was justified in doing that. So that's the story they want to tell. See, and they're the spiritual Abraham. That's the story they want to tell. So they want to be say, hey, no, we're the shining light. We light of the world. We got democracy. We got all this good stuff. But they got this little mole over here. See, mole right in the center of their head. See, there's a little black spot blocking out this light that they say they are the light on the top of a mountain. This bright light, the hope of the world. But they got these niggas over here, and that's the problem. And Elijah Muhammad emphasizing that problem by saying, no, we're not part of you. We don't want to be part of you. Your devils want to get away from you. Y'all drugs over here, want to go back home. And that's the problem. So they had to eradicate that problem. If you read this COINTEL thing, right, FBI, it explains exactly what they was trying to do. They don't say it in these terms, but it's like what they do. They had to get rid of that idea. They had to get rid of that whole idea, that blemish, so they can represent themselves as the light of the world, as the best, best democracy, the best system ever, and all this stuff that they representing. See, now go back, just look, verify what I'm saying. So what they had to do is they had to neutralize that, and after Elijah Muhammad departed, they was able to do that. They was able to do it once Elijah Muhammad departed. Oh, brothers and sisters, I got something here. Once he departed. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Okay. Because they said they had to find a way. They don't say it in these particular terms, but they had to find a way to stop race, call it race hatred. I mean, we didn't start race hatred. It wasn't us that started race hatred. We didn't start it. You did. And separation. Why wouldn't we want to separate? You and beating us. And I mean, a woman, she's been beat by her husband, raped, and everything else, right? Why wouldn't she want to separate? Oh, she wants to separate from me. Of course she would. So Elijah, let's get away from you because you ain't treating us right. You're treating us bad. You're treating us worse than animals. See, they had to get rid of those concepts. But there was a method, there was an idea behind that. You understand? See, all you see is the surface. See, so he said, we got to stop this race hatred. We got to stop this separation, right? And we got to start thinking, make them think in self-help instead of nationhood. See, and Farrakhan delivered all of that. He delivered all of that. Devils ain't devils no more. We ain't going nowhere, right? And so forth and so on. But what was the purpose? See, what was driving this thing? See, because that gave them ability to get rid of that blemish. Because this was President Carter came along, and what did he start? This human rights campaign. See, so in other words, now that we was swept under the rug, that was safely swept under the rug about us, right? That we've been oppressed over here. We're a separate nation. We should want to leave here, right? Y'all are devils. Y'all been treating us like, that's swept under the rug. See, Farrakhan allowed them to sweep that under the rug. That's why that's his purpose. So then they can stop beating the world on if it's civil right. Or you got human rights or civil rights. That's all that started after Elijah Muhammad departed. Because now they're going to beat the world. Because we got human rights over here. We got civil rights over here. We equal and everybody's just and all that kind of stuff. See, now we got a good system. Our light is perfect. And now we shed light on you, and now we can beat your ass because you ain't doing this. See, you don't have human rights. You oppress people. You're China. You're oppressing the Uyghurs. You understand? Simon was saying, you're oppressing people over there. You're oppressing the Christians. You see what I'm saying? That's how they use that. It was a political bat they wanted. See, and he needs to get Elijah Muhammad to do it, because now we don't have a human rights problem in America. See, they don't want to separate. There's no separate nation here. We're all Americans. See, you understand? That's what's going on behind this. The great whitewash. And Farrakhan is the one that needed to pull it off, because the only stone in their shoe was Elijah Muhammad. And they had to take that stone out in order to push this. So they go and have a reason. It's a reason to invade and knock these nations. Because they couldn't just go and knock these nations off. Because he said, man, why you just going to invade these nations and stuff? See? But now America's assumed they're God now. See, now we said, who can argue with that? We represent human rights. Many people not treating their people right. So we're going to go in there and beat their ass. What gave you the right to go in another country, sovereign country, and tell them how to treat their people? See? But that sells. Oh man, Saddam Hussein mistreating their people. See? Gaddafi mistreating his people. See? Soviet Union mistreating their people. China's mistreating their people. Human rights. See, we can take and sanction them. See, they're bad people. See, when they doing much worse over here because they got a whole captive nation. But see, they resolved that because Farrakhan said we're not a captive nation anymore. See, we're gonna stay here. America belongs to us. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna bring devils in. We don't call them devils anymore. No more makes hatred. You understand what's going on behind these brothers and sisters? I could really talk about this all day and all night. I'm just giving you the ABCs of it. See, you're not thinking these things through. All these things these people are planning. It says they're planning against you. It tells you in the scripture, because you think those scriptures are designed for you, brothers and sisters. It's designed to give you insight and foresight. But they tell you, no, it's hindsight. All it's in the past. And you buying it. Because by doing, they're blinding you. Because these scriptures are was written for you. It's written for by your ancestors for you. So you have a foresight and insight into what's going on right now. Why would they want to give you something about in the past? What good is that going to do to you? If they can see in the future, why wouldn't they give you a book that so you can see in the future? If these people can see it, they wrote the book and see in the future, why wouldn't they give you the book that you can see in the future? Why don't you give you the book so you can see back in the past? What point is that? You don't need anybody to write the future for that. Why would they need to write the scripture? You don't need to write the scripture to tell you stuff happened in the past. They just give you a history book. That's why I call it prophecy. Prophecy. So you see, not hear. Those books, just like if you understand, I mean, Farrakhan, look, if you just follow Exodus, tell you, then you know who he is. He's lying Aaron that deceived the people. But they say, no, that's the past. Because they're blinding you. They're blinding you. Those books are future. They're giving you foresight so you can see what's ahead of you. And see insight so you can see what they're planning against you. Foresight and insight. The great whitewash. They needed to neutralize Elijah Muhammad's teachings, right, and his whole organization, everything else, so they could pull this off. Savage used to invade nations, take their resources, because they're a predator nation. Every European nation, empire has been a predator nation. They take from other people. They take other people's stuff. America belongs to somebody else. They took it from them. And then you're talking about reparations. How you going to get how they going to give you reparations anyway? Because it's stolen property. Why would you want it? Why would you want blood money? Because they're just giving you somebody else's stuff. Why would you want that? And what if they come and ask you for it back? What if Native Americans, they give you 3 states or 7 states or whatever Farrakhan's talking about, and then Native Americans come back and say, well, hey, can I have my stuff back? What are you going to tell them, go F themselves? Because it's stolen property. It's not theirs to give. That's what human rights campaign is all about. See, oh man, they treating their people bad. Not to mention the whole concept of capitalism and democracy. Capitalism, by definition, is predatory. What's the maximum idea behind capitalism? That profit, maximum profit. What is that? That's slavery. In other words, you get you to work, you have to pay you no overhead. That's the ideal. And that's exactly what they did to us. Slavery, that's not even a valid name, because what they did is way beyond slavery. Slavery is basically working somebody without pay. But that don't include rape, sodomizing, killing, murdering, and all those stuff they did. That's way beyond imagination. But just the slavery part, that's the economic part. Slavery is the economic part. See? And that was capitalism. So you're talking about capitalism wasn't enslaved us. That's the whole purpose for it. The great whitewash. So they can use this, and use this excuse to justify taking other people's stuff still today. See, they're not treating the people right. Who are you to judge? And that gets into this demon thing. See, well, this gets so deep when you get into it, and that's what some are just logical, but they blind you, so you can't see any of it. See, because they spread their seed all over this. I tell you, Revelation is explaining it all. They spread this seed all over the world. When they came out here, it spread it all over the world. It tells you. It said the enemy did this. He spread their seed amongst the wheat. Why did they do that? To destabilize nations, because they couldn't get along. Because now you got these demons. That's what a demon is. A demon is their children in disguise. When they raped out women, they produced their children because they have the seed in disguise. So you got black-faced devils, yellow devils, right? Brown devils. See, they got the skin tone of their mama, but they got the nature of their daddy. And so once they did that, they always stand back and watch these destabilize these nations, because all of a sudden now you got dissatisfaction, you got disagreements, because you got two different natures fighting against each other. And people don't understand what's going on. All of a sudden it was peaceful. Now all of a sudden they got all disagreements. They can't, and all of it is, and all of it is pulling, focusing back towards America. We want democracy. We want to be free. See, they want to be like America because they are, because America, they're their children. That's their Europeans, right, in disguise. See, wolves in sheep clothing. So it destabilized all these countries. So they didn't go back and say, see, man, we going to help these people, man. These people, they're Christians, man, or they Democrats and everything. Right? So we got to go and help them, man, and put them dictators down. That's what America's doing on the place. That's why that's giving them an excuse to go in and tear countries apart and take their stuff. They're in Syria right now. Why are they in Syria taking their oil? What gave them the right to take Syrian oil? Because Assad, he's a dictator. So it's right if I take their oil. That don't belong to you. So why you? They got troops in Syria. Syria's a sovereign country. They got American troops in Syria that's taking their oil as we speak. Just Google it. That's what Trump said. Take it. What? See? Don't you understand? And you want to go over and help fight them. And they're already taking everything from you. They took everything from you. Now you want to go over and help them take from somebody else. And they won't give it back to you. Or they're just using you now because you're Negro butts. They use you to help take other people's stuff. They're taking everything from you. They've taken everything from you. They've left you with nothing. They haven't left you with anything. And now you want to go over and help them take other people's stuff. The great whitewash, brothers and sisters. See? That's what's going on. They're prejudiced nation taking other people's stuff and they want to use you to help do it. And a lot of you just, yeah, let's do it. And then, well, we're talking about capitalism, right? Because that's what slavery was. That's the economic part of what they did to us. Slavery was the economic side of it. See, what about the oppressive side, right? The dehumanization side. They dehumanized us, right? They destroyed us, they raped us, they sodomized us, everything you can think of. Castrate you think of things you can't even imagine they was doing. See, that's the capitalist part. But y'all want to be a capitalist. See, you got these Negro butts saying that. I know demons say it because they're going to say it because they think just like their daddies think. They just got to look like us and talk like us because we got the worst case of demon plague than any other nation because it says half of blacks in America are demons because constant, unrelenting rape of our women. But then the other thing, democracy. See? And see, they're dictators over there. They're dictators. We got to get rid of dictators. What? I mean, have you read your Bible lately? Have you heard somebody say, my way is the only way? If you're not with me, you're against me? You do what I say, I'll put you in hell forever and ever and ever? What the hell you think that is? That's a dictator. Who said it? Wait a minute. Who said it? Was that Hitler said that? Was that Marx said that? Was that Napoleon? Who said that? Oh, that was Jesus. Jesus said that. If you don't do it, I tell you, you're going to hell. My way is the only way. See? That's a dictator. According to them. But they hate dictators. They want democracy. You ain't going to vote for Jesus? Well, I don't think we're going to vote for you this time, Jesus, because you ain't going along with our program. Really? Okay, well, then you got eternity in hell to figure that one out because you talk too damn much. See? Because you're against me, then you going to hell forever. Just, hey, throw his ass out. Get him out of here. I don't want to hear from him ever, no more ever. You see? Stop the bullshit, brothers, sisters. Wake up. This is all bullshit. That's why I said all the nations will gather together to make war against God. What did Satan tell Jesus when Jesus was in the desert? He went to him and tempted him. What did he say? He says, man, I got some of these nations under my control. I got some under my control. I'll give them to you if you know. Oh, I got, what did he say? I got all the nations of America, man. You got them, but I got the rest of them. Did he say that? Did he say that? No, America's good. You got him, but I got the rest of them. He said, or did he say, I got all the nations, every one of them? Which one did he say? Did Jesus contest it? He said, the Satan said, I got all of them. Every one of them. Who Jesus says is God of this world? Did he say Allah's the God of this world? Did he say Jehovah's God of this world? Who he said was in control right now of this world? Who did he say? Satan. Satan's in control of this world. Brothers, sisters, you better wake up, because some of you ain't going to wake up. Some of you wake up too late. That's the great whitewash. That's why they did that. That's why they had to take a person like Farrakhan, because he was the main stone in there. See, they're a little small, but he was the main stone in their shoe. So they had to take, and Elijah was the main stone, so they had to take and have somebody come in and move that stone so they could push this program, human rights, you're repressing your people. See, there's only one nation on the world that I know of that's ever been displaced from one place to another nation. That's us. And that's what the Bible says would happen. But you say, oh, the false Jews, okay, just assume that you say that those people that claim they're Jews, that they're the real deal. Because we're the true seed of Abraham. But say they're real deal, right? Now, they say Israel is, Jerusalem, that land right there. You look at a map. That little land right there belongs to them. Now, if you go look at a map, it's a little strip of land about the size of New Jersey, and it's the gateway between Africa and Asia. Actually, it's Africa and North Africa, but we say Africa and Asia. That's where the world is. So that's what it says, Middle East. It's a gateway between the two. So you have to go through, right? You have to go, if you go to Africa, if you want to go to the Middle East, you have to go through that piece of land. Would have made it very valuable because it was a lot of trade. Because if you went, because being there, since you was transition between the two, then you made a lot of money because people traveling back and forth from Africa to Asia and back and forth. They had to go through you. So they said that they was taken captive to Egypt in a foreign land. That's like going from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Come on, give me a damn break. They wouldn't take no foreign land. Fact, they said they would never take any place, and they told Jesus, we ain't never been captive to anybody. That's what they told Jesus. Jesus said, you're right. You ain't never been captive to anybody because you're devils, and your father's the devil, so forth, so on. He jumped, and that's why he said they got to kill him. But, I mean, look at the map, brothers and sisters. They was taken to captivity from so-called Israel into Egypt. We're like almost going across the street, but you say that's a foreign land. Brothers, sisters, whoa. Let's move on. Oh, man. They did a job on us, boy. Total robots. And you can't figure that way through that one? A foreign land, going from New Jersey to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that's a foreign land. Just walking next door, go across the state line. How in the hell they gonna keep you? If they took you and you was from New Jersey and they captured you, and the only way they could keep you captive in Philadelphia, they'd put you in a prison where you can't get bars. But if you outside, you can just run away, run back to New Jersey. Come on. Let's look at this demon issue. See, I said he gave them everything they wanted. Everything they wanted. He gave them everything they wanted. Look at the code. This COINTEL thing. It's on their website. It's on Nation. We got it from Nation of Islam. It's not even a Nation of Islam. I don't know why he called that, because he's not saying it's a nation. Because we stand here as high as a nation. We still part of America. He says if America gets attacked, he wants. We should defend it. See, he already undermined the situation, because Elijah Muhammad, Master Muhammad already planned for this. They knew a war was coming, and so they set this thing up. Elijah Muhammad went to prison and everything, so you would be was not, I don't say immune, but you would be you would have no obligation. I don't want to use that word either. I would say immune, right? From being involved in that war, because like the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses don't have. They now they free from that, and Elijah Muhammad freed you from it, because this case was with Muhammad Ali. So if you was a Nation of Islam, right, then they couldn't pull you into this war, because they're gonna pull a lot of you into it. They're gonna draft it, and now they can get the women too, because they set it up where these white women are talking about, man, you gotta give women rights in the military and all that kind of stuff, because their daughters ain't gonna go. It's gonna be black women, but they set up so they can take black women, draft them too. And you sit around and you sit around and watch that happen. You don't even see what's going on. They really blind us. So they're gonna put your daughters and your wives and everything, put them out there, get their hair blown off. But he already had that set up, and Farrakhan destroyed it. Because now he say, oh man, no, we need to fight. If America gets a war, we need to fight and defend America. He set you up. Because when the war comes and they start drafting your ass, then you're gonna see you were set up. You're gonna see this guy in HD in a few minutes. See, you're gonna see him in HD, that little picture behind him. You're gonna see him in HD in a few minutes. This guy, his father's the devil. If you don't believe it, just go Google Farrakhan bio, and look what his father's name is, Percival Clark, and look at the picture of his father's the devil. Now how the hell is the devil gonna be your Messiah? Go and Google it. Father Percival Clark, he's a devil. So his whole job is to set you up. That says the son of perdition says his works was the same as Satan. His whole job is to set you up. That's what he did. Read Exodus where he tell, oh, that's hindsight. No, it's foresight to tell you exactly what he would do. See, he'd have you worshiping Sunnism, Scientology, all this stuff that they told him. It says, stop. Oh no, self-help now. No, don't build. Has he built any nation? Has he built anything? He said, well, he restored Elijah Muhammad. No, he did not. First, he ain't teaching. All you got to do is go look at what Elijah, you don't have to go look at the lessons Elijah Muhammad gave us. Just read Elijah Muhammad's material and see if that conforms to anything this clown is saying. See if it conforms to anything he's saying, because you don't do that. Because the demons got already, oh man, you don't need to pay attention. Just pay Farrakhan. He represent, you don't have to go and read Elijah Muhammad wrote. Just listen to what Farrakhan, he's representing them, and he's not. See? He's not. So he's right. His whole, like I said, his father's the devil. But he claimed all these things. He said he's the son of man. Well, son of man had nappy hair, wool hair. That's what the scriptures say. He don't. Okay? But his father's the devil. That should be case closed right there. But demons, because he's a demon, that means he's a devil. If his father's the devil, that makes him a demon, because he's got our complexion. He's mixed, a hybrid. But he's got the nature of his father. See? And so he gave him everything they wanted. So now you can draft you. Now you're not really a nation, separate nation anymore. See? Has he built anything in 40-some years? Somebody he's built. He said he rebuilt the Nation of Islam. Really? I was there. I knew Elijah Muhammad. I was there from 70 to 75. Not New Jersey. I was there right in Chicago. I was his security guard. I wasn't his security. I was on security for him. I was a man. I was a foreman at Mama Street newspaper, the third shift. Okay. My wife at the time, she passed a couple about a year ago. I broke my heart, but she knew him personally because she ran his MGT dress shop. So he frequently would come through there. So she talked to him. So I was there. I know these people. So for him to say he rebuilt the Nation of Islam is like tearing down the World Trade Center or Sears Tower or the Empire State Building and build a little cottage on the bottom. Say, I rebuilt it. You build a little cottage on the bottom of that site. I rebuilt it. Bullshit, you ain't rebuilt anything. You ain't come close. You ain't built anything. But it's been taking money for 40-some years for economic program. You seen the economics anywhere? He's telling you, well, you want to get these 6, 7 states. He's preparing anybody for it? He's the chief demon, Legion. Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. That's who he is. And he was essential to getting this plan, the Great Whitewash. He's essential to making that plan off the ground. Because America, we had to be in the background, and we had to be good Americans. We got to love America. Because the people that talk like me or even think like me, you'll never see them in the news. They made a mistake with Malcolm X. And I ain't with Malcolm X at all, but they made a mistake with him because when he was with Elijah, right, he ate him up, and they made a mistake because he was representing what the real Treaty Abraham was talking about, the real black people. He represented them, and that he was their voice. See, that voice been shut down. What you hear the voice now, voice of demons. See, they're all over the news, all over the sports, all over the movies. See, they're all demons. They ain't gonna let anyone get up there. You see Kopernik, whatever his name was, right? He showed a little bit, whatever. I don't know if he's a demon, whatever. But the point is, he spoke a little out of turn. You see, they shut him down so hard. Bam! Because they're not gonna let that voice. This sister, in the Olympics, right? She said she wasn't gonna stay on the flag. Boom! Shut her down. Bam! Because they're not gonna let that voice get out there because they're gonna urge the whole world to see that we good niggas. We love America. Those are the ones that are going to be on TV. We love America. Wave the flag. We, like little piggies. We did this. We did that. I had this nigga last night. Our founding fathers. I said, our founding fathers? Well, if you a demon, yeah, that is your founding father. But it ain't my founding father. These people hated you. They was eating you. They was sodomizing you. And things that you can't even imagine, that you wouldn't even think of. And you're going to tell me, our founding fathers. When they were saying that stuff, what was you? Your ass was out in the thing eating shit. Because after they fed you, what do you think shitless is? And now you eat shitless, you can get, oh man, and you've been so programmed, now you don't have to eat shitlings, but you're still eating it. It's shit. That's what they called it back there, shitlings. I mean, can they fool you that easily? Just take the S off and put a C, and that's good enough? So in other words, I take, and I say, hey man, I prepare a whole shit pie. It's real shit now. And I come on and say, come on, man, we're going to have some chits. Chit. Oh, yeah, what's chits, man? Hey, man, it's good, chits. I just changed the names, take the C out and put a C, and then you eat it up. Hey, man, that's good stuff. It's still shit. It's just changed the name. Shitlins is still shitlins. You can call it chitlins or whatever you want to call it, right? Because you know when you cook it, you see the shit floating on top of the water. And the house smells like shit. So don't give me that crap. They're still eating shit. And you're loving it. That's how well you're programmed. You're still walking around masters' names. They weren't even names, they was brands. Because if you was under Master Chicken Bob, right? And they saw you Master Applehead, then your name became Jamie Applehead. So whatever master you were, that's what your last name was. Because it wasn't a name, it was a brand. You still walk around proudly. Hey man, my name is Jeff. My name is Harold Richardson. That's just the last slave master who owned you. Don't you understand anything, brothers and sisters? That's the situation we're in. And the demons, their whole job is to make sure you stay programmed. I mean, just take for instance, if I took you, I went and bought a new toilet, bought a new one, put it installed in your bathroom, washed it 2 or 3 weeks, Comet and all that stuff, right? So my hands were bleeding and carrying on, right? And then I went and bought a juicy steak with a quarter porterhouse, right? Man, I made 2 inches thick, right? 5 pounds. And drop it off in there and then pick it up. You wouldn't eat it. You wouldn't eat it, but you eat chitlins. But you shit. That's what they call it. Just take the, they said, we can't sell it. I mean, one thing, them niggas ain't that stupid. You understand? See, so we can't call it shitlins. Let's take this S off and put a C there. See? They'll go for that one. And that's what they did. And then they sell it to you. Before they force it on you. You know? I'm going to say a little thing here and move on, right? I don't know if you know about this candy called Sugar Daddy. I don't know if they still sell it or not. It's like a little caramel thing, like on a stick, right? They call it Sugar Daddy. I'm not sure they still sell it or not. You know, used to when I was a kid. I don't buy that stuff, right? So I don't know what they sell anymore. But where'd that come from? Well, you know, the thing is, when they brought black folks over here, they couldn't get the children to eat pork. They couldn't get it. Couldn't get them to eat it. They wouldn't eat it. So what they did was, I don't know if you know soft pork. You know, it's like white and it's very salty, right? I know because you know, when I was a kid, we ate it. See, I wasn't, you know, my father, he converted to Islam just before he passed away. I didn't even know it. I knew he was going to temple. He took me there once, right? Because we lived around the corner from it. I didn't know what was going on. I was 14 years old. And I was about 12 years old, 12, 13, something like that. I didn't know what was going on, right? I didn't realize until after I came back from the military, Vietnam, and I found out about the Nation of Islam. And then my mom told me, yeah, he was into that. I know things were changing around the house, of course. He was a big hog man, and we was from Louisiana, and we used to, man, I mean, there was no part of the hog we wasn't eating. And then all of a sudden things started changing, but I didn't know why. Anyway, so soft pork, they used to take soft pork and they used to put like a little twig or something, stick in it, right? They used to dip it in molasses. See? And then they'd give it to the kids, so the kids they liked molasses. And eventually, right, they got down to the soft pork and they got used to it. That's how they did it. And that's where Sugar Daddy came from, that idea. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff like that went down. But anyway, I just thought I'd point that out to you, brothers and sisters. But these demons, they're the worst plague. They're the best weapon that the devil's ever made. Because they destabilize nations. Because all of a sudden, the nation was at harmony and peace. All of a sudden, they got all disagreement. Why? Because they got demons in there. They look like them. They got wolves in sheep clothing. And they're causing all kinds of problems. See? And they all gravitate towards the Europeans because that's their nature. So now you got all kinds of reasons to go and tear the nation apart and everything else. See? All this stuff ties in together. That's the greatest weapon they can, because they went all over the world spreading their seed. That's the whole story about the chaff and the wheat. Spreading their seed, and they knew they was going to crop. When the crop came up, it's going to be destabilization. Every nation, because people weren't going to be satisfied. They want to be like masters. They want to be like their daddies, the European daddies. So now you got all the confusion in the countries. See, and then the country ruled by kings anyway, dictators. See, but they hate dictators. And what did God say in the Quran? It says he's at war with the usurers. That means he hates capitalism. Because that capitalism is based on usury. So how is that going to go down? Who do you think going to win that battle? And then you got this thing about they hate. They talk about they love, they hate God. Because he's a dictator. They're saying it. But they can explain to you like that, but it's right in your face. Because there ain't going to be no voting in Jesus' kingdom. There ain't going to be no voting. There ain't going to be no Congress. It's going to be, he says it and that's it. And if you got any issue with it, any issue, because he can read your mind, even if you think bad, boom, yeah, it's out there. As a man thinketh, so is he. So hey, you thinking wrong? Bam, put his ass in hell. Go and let him saute himself for a trillion years over there. See if that straighten him out. This is reality, brothers and sisters. Stop the bullshit. You want to sit around this, like sister said, la la land, right? This belief matrix. You're going to be still caught in this gravitational vortex of bullshit, then go ahead. Have at it. See, we're trying to wake you up. Because right now, we're in a spring thaw. The winter's over. That time is up. See? But the winter was so bad that some of the ice is still around. That's what spring thaw is all about. And so now during the spring thaw, you got the ice and you got the spring. You got the ice people and the spring people. They're mixed up. And the ice people, whole idea is to keep ice going, keep the winter going. And to keep you frozen. Because see, you had to be thawed out. Because you just came through winter, you had to be thawed out. See? So that's how it is, keep you thawed, keep you frozen. And allow you going for it. Because if you deal with them, right, you're not going to hear this truth. Because this truth melts them. So they're going to block this truth. You ain't going to be talking about this. You're going to be talking about the winter stuff, which keeps you cool, keeps you frozen, keep you, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. The dilemma. See, you didn't know there was a dilemma. You didn't realize there was a dilemma. See, in America. What's the great dilemma in America? What to do with you. They didn't plan for you, when they bought you, they didn't plan for you to be citizens. See? They didn't plan for you to be anything but what they made you into. Negro butts. They didn't plan you to have any political power. They raised you as 3/5 human. You weren't supposed to have any power at all, ever. There was no vision in nothing in the Constitution, anything they said, they still saw in right that eventually you was going to be free, you was going to be a citizen. Nothing like that. Read the Lynch, the Lynch papers. The whole idea was to make you perpetually a Negro butt forever. You were never supposed to be free. You were never supposed to have any political power, anything. You're not even supposed to think. You're not supposed to have an education. You're supposed to be, in the fact, the process of Negro butt, that process is supposed to be, and time, right, would make you, technically, even though it was treating you as an animal, technically an animal. If you understand this evolution, all that kind of stuff, that was supposed to be perpetual forever. That was the whole idea. But then the industrial age came in. They didn't know about industrial age. Well, they didn't need you anymore. They started having machines do these things. See? They freed you because they no longer needed you. See? They didn't need you out there picking the cotton anymore. They heard the cotton gin and stuff. They started making machines and stuff. They didn't need you no more. So that was the dilemma. What to do with you? Lincoln said we need to send them back to Africa. They said we can't afford it. Some people went back. You heard Liberia? That's the dilemma. What to do with you? They went to have conferences and stuff. What to do with these niggas? What to do with them? We don't need them anymore. We don't want them here. Lincoln said, we don't want you here. They said, there's no equality between you and us. Read the real Lincoln, not the bullshit they telling you. We don't need them here. We don't want any of that. That's going to be a problem. They didn't give you 40 eggs and a mule, did they? They didn't give you none of that stuff. And they weren't attacking you soon as you're supposed to be free, right? They attack you relentlessly. And they put the demons on you, the house niggas, because they told the house niggas, hey, Dad, what we going to do? See, because that was master's dad to them. What we going to do? I mean, because we was parasites living with them too. Because the better you did, the better we did. Because we like dogs. If the master gets more money, then the dog food, start eating, maybe start eating, a little hamburger meat. The master get better, maybe get some pork chops. The master get better, you might eventually eat steaks. You understand? And that's the way it was with the house niggas. So they said, oh, what are we going to do? He said, well, you ain't going to live off us. You can live off of them. So they threw them back in the pit with us. And that's what they've been living off us ever since, the so-called Black Caucus and everything else. Who do you think sponsors these bills about mass incarceration and 3 strike laws? It was Black Caucus was on board with all that stuff. They sell you out repeatedly because they're demons. All they want to do is be close to Master. Have they any improvement in the black community at all with these people? None. Because they do what Master tells them to do. All they want to do, because what happened? As soon as they got the opportunity, they want integration. They fought for integration so they can get close to Master, get out to the suburbs with them, and left you behind in slum land. They don't care about you. And then they want to marry Master daughters and everything else because they're trying to get circumcised. See, when the Bible talks about circumcised, there's a physical element to males, but that's not what they're really talking about. Spiritually, they're talking about getting rid of that black skin. Because during the winter time, when the 6,000 years winter, you would be successful because you wouldn't be suffering energy deprivation if you didn't have that black skin. So you had to be circumcised. And that's what Europeans, they were circumcised. They used to be, they came out of us, but they didn't have the black skin. They had black foreskin. So now what happened, the Arabs did the same thing, right? They went out there, and now that these demons go out there, now they want to marry, so the children won't have the curse of that black skin. They'll be circumcised. Why do you think, you don't understand any of this stuff. Now you got Venus sister and everything else. And they go further than that. Now they want children that don't have black skin, and plus they want to get rid of it. They can't wait till their children. They go out and buy this stuff to change their skin white, like Michael Jackson did. He was like a prophet to them. Show them the way to go. Cause he was telling Oprah, well, I got the skin disease. See, that's what made him white. Well, that skin disease cut your nose down? That skin disease make your hair straight? See, it's all bullshit. And they just say it. And they don't say anything to Negro butts because they ain't paying. They don't think. They're not designed to think. They wasn't supposed to think. They're supposed to do whatever Master tell them to do. That's what a robot does. You wind them up, you program him, he does whatever he's supposed to, and that's it. And they reproduce robots. You take robots to make, that's what happened. Now you got the robots, our mothers and fathers, right? They change, they keep it going. They make their children robots, Negro butts. So the limit what to do with you. Now they got the Industrial Revolution. They don't need you anymore. That's the dilemma. What to do with you in the Democratic Party? They call it Democratic Party. They're the foremost. The Republican Party is just as bad, but they're foremost with it because they keep changing. They're like chameleons, right? Whatever situation, they adjust to it. See, but you don't pay attention. All you listen to is they pat you on the back and sing sweet songs to you, but you never see what they're doing. Abortion. 22 million of our children, they support that. Go and do a Google on the Margaret Singer. You know who Margaret Singer is? She's the one that started Planned Parenthood that said niggers was no good. They should be all destroyed. And she said Planned Parenthood to abort all of them. She said she's going to use the black preachers to convince you to do it. Go read it. I didn't make it up. She was a certified member of the KKK. She set it up. But now the black folks are running to it. They got one. They don't have them in the white neighborhoods. They got them in the black neighborhoods. 22 black children aborted every year. I mean, no, it's 22 million already aborted. They say in New York it's already negative birth. That means more blacks being aborted than being birthed. This is Planned Parenthood. Now go look it up and see. They got a Planned Parenthood award. And you go and look and see Nancy Pelosi, right? She's speaker. She's received the award. Wow, that's like a Jew saying, I'm going to receive an Adolf Hitler award. Well, see, you pay attention to anything? See? All the policies they have is to destroy you. Every one of them. They're the ones voted to put all your jobs over to China and build prisons for you. That was Bill Clinton. And he's supposed to love you so much. See, you keep talking about what they're saying. What are they doing? They pat you on the back and say, hey, man, I love you. And while the knife is just cutting your guts out. And you be saying, oh, man, I know you love me, man. Why, that knife. Oh, you pulling out. Oh, thank you. Somebody else put it in. I mean, come on. Stop the bullshit. Everything I said right here is documented and proof. I ain't making anything. But, he's negative. He's a racist. He don't like white people. See? He's anti-American. True. See, because they have no, they have no right to even imprison our people. We didn't ask for this system. We didn't ask to come over here. That right there is racist. Racism is not taking care of your own people. That's not racism. We can't blame them for taking care of their own people. That's not racism. Racism is when you attack another people because they're race. That's racism, and that's what they've been doing us for 20 years. And now they got the dilemma how to get rid of us. And they pretty much come to how they're going to end up doing it. Because this war is part of it. This war is going on right now with Russia. That's not the Armageddon. Calm down, brothers and sisters. That falls in the class of wars and rumors of wars. The war Armageddon will start soon, and in my calculation will be this year, but will start in the Middle East and spread to Europe. So this ain't it yet. See, but it's getting hot. It's getting close. Because one Armageddon is a war in Europe, which will tear Europe apart, tear the Europeans apart, including America. America will be the main victim of it, leaving China and India becoming the super new world powers who's going to take and finish off the European powers, specifically America. But that's the dilemma. What to do with these niggas? We don't need them. And now you look around, right? And you can't see where they're going. They said, first of all, you've been to Walmart lately. They're going to have all computers and robots doing all the jobs. If you go to the Amazon stores now, where there's no people in there at all, you hardly have any people in Walmart anymore. They're constantly mechanizing. They said they're going to do the same thing with all the fast food places. Driverless trucks. So you think you'll be a mechanic, you won't be a mechanic anymore. They won't need you. The way they do make components and everything, where you can just replace just the car, the driverless car. So the car is in the garage, you upstairs sleep, the garage do a self-diagnosis, say, oh, well, I need a new carburetor or whatever, right? So it takes, open the garage door, go out there to another robot, he looks in, he replaces the carburetor, goes back, you don't know until you see a bill. See? I'm not even getting to cyborgs and that kind of stuff. That's why they push a nuclear war. Because they know they can't, this biological creation that we have is destroying them. That's what we're talking about, global warming, all that kind of stuff. They ain't doing anything about it. You know, well, we got to vote. And they keep talking, but it's getting worse and worse. So that's how they're bullshitting you. Because they don't plan to do anything. They keep saying, if your house is on fire, you're going to vote whether you're going to put it out or not? If you vote, that means you want the house to burn up. Because by the time you finish voting, everything in the house is gone. That just gives you out. So you say, well, yeah, I was trying to do something about it, but we had to vote first, and man, damn house burned down. See, they don't care about this climate going, because they plan to survive this total collapse of the climate, just like they already plan to survive a total economic collapse. Because a total economic collapse would be a total disaster for you. It's already a disaster for you now. Because look, they got millions of our people in prison. They should have the right to put any of our people in prison. Because we asked to come over here, we asked to be part of the system. That's how Farrakhan give them cover. See, because they have no right to even doing that. But if we're not a separate nation and we part of this, then yeah, they said, well, they should be obeying the law and stuff. Why? Why should we obey their law? We're prisoners. This is not our law. They forced us to come over here. We shouldn't have to obey anything. They have no right to imprison us at all. But they're doing it because Farrakhan and the demons gave him cover to do it. So the dilemma is what to do with you. What to do with you. And they finally come with a way to finish it off. See, I mean, they got a lot of ways. One of the ways, Elijah Muhammad stopped the one. They already got rid of you if it weren't for Elijah Muhammad. Because one of the ways was the so-called reparations thing. Now, I'm gonna try to go through this. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I'm trying to walk this slowly, right? Okay. Now, you got an agreement, Abrahamic covenant with God, that you're going to take, after 40 years, right, we'll return to our land, the promised land, the best part of planet Earth. That's our land, right? See? That's the agreement. Okay? Because you already paid the price. I give an analogy like, you spending money to buy a Lamborghini. So you paying on it, right? So it's sitting in the store, in the showroom, and you paying so much every year, trying to, because you say, hey man, you going by look at, hey man, I'm gonna have that one day, man. I'm paying for it, and I got one more year of payments, then I can get it. So then finally, the day comes and you got enough money to finish paying it off. You go to get it. Then you got the flim man. So it salesman come. He's slick, man. He's cool, man. He got hair slick back and everything, man. Got got rose smelling breath and everything, right? See, and he said, hey man, do you really want that Lamborghini, man? You know how much it's gonna cost you, man? It's gonna be expensive. The insurance, man, the tires, the gas, the maintenance. You got a big garage, man. It's gonna cost you a lot of money, man, to maintain that thing. But we got this beautiful BMW over here, man. Maybe have a Bentley. We got a Bentley over here, man. Man, it's status symbol, right? And it's beautiful, man. It's got all these accessories and everything, right? And it's not cost you anywhere near as much as a Lamborghini to maintain. See? And so he sell that to you. And so now you take the Lamborghini, you take the Bentley, and you go home with it. And everybody starts saying, man, what the, are you out of your damn mind? What did you do something stupid like that for? And then you realize, man, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Then you go back and say, what the hell you come back here for, man? You made an agreement, you signed the papers. Then you go to the judge, say, hey, man, you grown man, you signed the papers. You get the hell out of here, man. So now you're stuck. You paid for one thing, you got to accept something else. So now you're stuck with it. See? So that was one of the ways it was going to take care of you. Because they was going to give you reparations. Only thing was holding that back was Elijah Muhammad. And I'll give you a reason why. Okay, say for instance you get in a fight with 7 people. Right? And you real kick ass. So you whoop all the ass, right? Put them in the hospital. See? But you started the fight. So now they're in the hospital and they want to press charges on you. But you got a nice bankroll, so you're gonna say, look, man, I tell you what, I give you, $10,000 a piece, man, take care of your hospital bill and everything else, man. Maybe $15,000, right? Whatever. And you just drop the charges, man, Because remember, it's a criminal, it starts criminal matter. He's trying to turn it into a civil matter because it's only a criminal matter if you press charges. So he's trying to turn it into a civil matter. So he said, okay. They said, okay. Now 6 of them say, yeah, I'm down with it. But the 7th one said, I'm not, hell no, man. You're going to jail. I'm going to put your, see, then the deal don't work. Because if one of them don't go along with it, then he's still going to press charges. He still has to go to jail. He got to have 100% compliance. All of them have to go along with it. See? Otherwise, the deal won't work. That's the same thing with the reparations. Because all blacks, all original people, all the people have to go along with this program. All the seed of Abraham has to go along with this program for payment of what they did to us. So you're going to set up a cash payment for what they did, which is bullshit itself. Because how in the hell let's not beat your mama down and spit on her and break her legs and cripple her, and you're going to take some money for that? Really? Anyway. But that's the whole idea. So it turns into a civil matter. So they want to give you the states and all. So in other words, when God comes, because remember, the thing is, they're being judged for what they did in excess of what they were supposed to. Because we were supposed to submit to them, so servants, not slaves, not be abused and all the stuff they did to us. So they went way beyond the limits what they're supposed to do. That's why they're judging. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, there's no judgment. It's when you do go beyond what you're supposed to do, that's when the judgment comes. So now God's coming to judge them. See, 2020, I told you about 1619, 2019, 400 years, then 2020 would be a plague that would kill the firstborn, the elderly, right? And pass over us, and it's passing over Black Africa, all places, Haiti. But so that's another story. Because that's the first stage. That's first of 10. That's the first of 10 judgments. They got 9 more. That's the war. Anyway. So they was willing to give you reparations. They're going to give you the 6 states or whatever you wanted, and we'll give you the money. Everybody $1 million, whatever. Right? I don't know how much, but they was willing to do it. The only thing was Elijah Muhammad was holding them back because he wasn't going to go along with the program. All other blacks was going to go along with that program. The only one, if Elijah Muhammad wasn't around, all blacks would have went along with that program. All blacks was along with that program, and the only one was not going Elijah Muhammad, and they had to get him to go along with that program. Because if he wasn't going along with, then they couldn't do it. Because God would come and bring him home, his people home, and still chastise them for what they did to us. So they had to have 400% compliance. And that they would come back in again with Farrakhan. See? Because he had to take him Because he's telling you, that's the deal he wants to make. He wants to make that deal. 6 states, reparate, he wants to make that deal. See? So he got all his people. Now they thought they had 100% compliance. And then Suleiman comes along and says, hell with that, I'm not complying. They already tried to kill me a few times. I ain't complying. Because if only one person says I ain't doing it, then it's not going to work. Because that one person will get back. If it's only one person that goes back, if one person goes back and these guys are going to still judge people what they did to us. If one person hold out, see? So you better be glad Elijah Muhammad, because the point is, if they had done, see, because once they do that, then it's a civil matter. So God, hey, you accepted this, you accept that as your reward, because he already told you what your reward was, the promised land, and right, milk. He told you what your reward was, but you said, no, I don't want that reward. I don't want the Lamborghini. I'm going to take the Bentley over here. So God honors contracts. Remember Esau and Jacob? He honored that contract, even though Esau was a real inheritor. But he sold his heritage for a bowl of soup. So God honored it and chastised him for it. So that's the situation, brothers and sisters. So if you take and accept those 6 states, and you take this, then they're off the hook. That's their plan, to get off the hook. And then you sold out everything for that. See? Now, how did they get rid of you by doing that? Okay, now you got these 6 states. Remember, they're definitely going to be inland states. They're not going to be having access to water. You understand? They'll be land bound. See? So they gave it to you, 6 states, 7 states, whatever. They ain't going to get California like that there, right? So Midwest states, something like that there, Kansas, something like that, right? Not access to the water, anything, right? And they say you give everyone $1 million. So it's 34 million, so everybody means that 34 million, that'd be 34 trillion or whatever, because it's funny money for them anyway, right? So now you over there, you ain't prepared for it. Nobody prepared you for it. But anyway, even if you was prepared, you got engineers, you got architects, you got a whole 9 yards, right? You're over there, man, we got our states, man, and we all got $1 million a piece, man, right? And then as soon as you're over there, they shut the border. You got your own country now, we shut the border. You come back over here. Oh, that's all right, fine. We buy with you no way, right? See? But you still got US dollars, don't you? They didn't give you gold, they give you US dollars. So they tell all their people to put their money in precious metals and diamonds, stuff like that, right? Then they start printing money like you would imagine. Next thing, a loaf of bread costs $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000. It won't be long till your money won't be worthless. It'll be totally worthless. US dollars, totally worthless. Ask people in Liberia about that one. Totally worthless. See? And the borders closed. And you can't trade with anybody. See, because you're landlocked. See? And the borders closed. I keep saying, and the borders closed. And the borders closed. And the borders closed. You can't get back to Massa. Massa, help us. Hey, man, you got your own country. You're sovereign now. What you asking us for? And the borders closed. And the borders closed. Right? And you start starving. Because the other thing is, see, you better go do some research. America's topsoil is very thin now. So even if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be able to grow anything after about 10, 15 years, if it's that long. Because they did the same thing they did in Europe. They used up all the topsoil. When they came over here, topsoil was deep, maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards deep. I don't know, it's very thin now. They use it up. So now you got this thing, and you got something you won't be able to grow. See? So now you're starving, right? You have no money. The borders closed. And you're going to starve over to death. See? They got rid of your ass. The borders closed, you got your own country, and nobody's going to say a damn thing about it. God, he washed his hand of your ass because you rejected him and took some bullshit over here. So, hey, now you don't have no help from him no more. Now you starved, and nobody in the planet going to say anything because you did that to yourself. They ain't do it to you. You did to your damn self because you were stupid. So nobody's on the planet going to say a damn thing. They never say anything when we was in slavery back then, so they definitely ain't going to say anything about this because you made a stupid move. It's just like these so-called demons, right? Remember they said affirmative action? Oh man, affirmative action. See, we're gonna have affirmative action. So we're gonna get all these black folks and these black males, man, they're gonna have these jobs and everything's gonna be beautiful, man. We're gonna have an American dream. Remember that one? So during that time, they didn't have feminism. See, most women was in the house, taking care of children, housewives and things like that. They weren't in corporate America. So the whole idea was to get you into corporate America, right? Affirmative action. See? So the way they worded it was for minorities. See, you was classified as minority. See, these white folks 10 steps ahead of your dumb ass, and these so-called demons and these black Negroes, right? These Negro butts, right? They program, so they don't know, they do whatever they're told. So before the week was dry, they classified women as minorities. So who got all the corporate jobs? White women. What did you get? Jail. So they came out of the kitchen and went to corporate America. Now they got it. They started feminism, then they got it. And you got shit. You got jails. See? So this is what they're leading you to. And this is what Farrakhan's leading you to. See? Because you be over there starving with money worthless. See? And you already, God's abandoned you because you say, hey, I don't want you. I don't want what you got. Hell with that. I want what the devil got. So God's okay with that. That's what you went for it. That's yours. Dilemma, brother and sister, that was one way they was going to get rid of you. Only reason they didn't do it when Elijah was around because he said wasn't going along with it. And I ain't going along with it. And I got the proof. They already tried to get rid of me several times. See, I ain't by myself, but I'm the most obvious figure. I ain't going along with it. See, I know better. See, because why I want some piece of pig-soaked land, swine-soaked land over here with my ancestors was suffering and beat and raped and everything else, right? Why do I want that? Like Elijah Muhammad said, why would we want to stay in the land of our imprisonment? We got a whole land that's truly ours over there. That's ours. That land in Arabia, that's ours. That's why Sunnis are doing what they're doing because they were trying to get you converted to Sunnism. Because the covenant is not referenced in Sunnism. So in other words, you give up that whole idea about that Abrahamic covenant, about that land being yours. That's why they're trying to get you in Sunnism. So then in Sunnism, you ain't nobody. You're just another Negro believing in the Quran. See, they know that land is ours. It's covered by sand to protect it. See, that's the whole story about where topsoil and oil comes from. I'm not going that, brother and sister, because like I said, a lot to cover. I think we have a couple more things because we haven't got to our main issue. Okay, let's get to our main. Okay. The Book of Life. That was our main topic. Book of Life. That was the opening topic. Okay. Brothers and sisters, I don't care if you like it or not. It tells you, your ass is not getting out here unless you're in the Lamb's Book of Life. It says when Michael delivers, and Michael has to be Farad, because if you believe in Farad, he's got to be Michael, because unless you're going to have two deliverers. You ain't Farrakhan even talking about that. Because he don't know who Michael is. He don't know who David is. Your witness only want to talk about him. They got it wrong. They think Michael is Jesus. They got that mixed up. But they don't want to talk about it. I never heard any Christians talk about it. See? But he says he only delivered those in the book. It tells you in chapter 20, only those in the book. It says only in the Lamb's Book of Life. Right? See? He's the high priest. He's the one that got the book. He's the Lamb. He's the one that broke the 7 seals. So if you can do whatever you want. You talk all this stuff out. You were Elijah and all that kind of stuff. If your name in the Book of Life, you ain't going nowhere. And I got the Book of Life, so I don't care what you think about it or not. We don't care if you don't want to go home. We don't care if you don't want to go home. In fact, if you don't want to go home, we hope you stay here. We don't want those type of people over there. See, a dictator is only a dictator when you got people that don't love paradise. If you're in paradise, you love paradise, there's no dictatorship because you love what you're doing. But if you're a devil, then Jesus will be a dictator to you because he's telling you to do something you don't want to do. If he's telling you to do what you want to do, then there's no dictatorship there, is it? See? That's why they hate dictators. Yeah, Jesus will be a dictator because he's telling you to do what you want to do. Because you got a righteous nature, so whatever he tells you to do is what you want to do. The advice he gives you is advice that's going to help you. Advice that you would want. In paradise, there's no resistance, no anger. See? So there's no such thing as a dictator because nobody's telling you to do something you don't want to do. That's what's dictated. Tell you to do something you don't want to do. It's force you to do something you don't want to do. No one's going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. That's why you're in paradise. No one's going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. So we don't want those people over here that have to be forced to do something. We want you to stay right here. That's why you got to be certified in the Lamb's Book of Life. You got to certify you to make sure you on board with righteousness. If you can bring a demon over there, he's going to always fight against. He wants the American dream, which is a nightmare. A dream itself, tell you, a dream. I'm going to give you a dream. I'm going to pay you with a dream. A dream is nothing. That's why I said American dream is nothing. That's why I call it American dream. But you don't even pay attention to that word. I'm believing American dream, right? Well, then go to sleep and have your dream then. The book of life, brothers and sisters. See? That's why it says the book of life, not the book of death. If you ain't in that book, you ain't certified to get in that book, you're not qualified to get in that book, then you gotta stay right here. We don't want any blind elephants here, over there. See? We don't want people that wants to be there, that love righteousness, love truth. Then there's no dictatorship because everybody's doing what they want to do. And that's what we want. We want everybody to do what they want to do. Because everybody that works with me, I always tell them, I want you to do what you want to do. Just make sure you stay consistent with the truth. I won't tell, people ask me, they try to get me to tell them what to do. They tell you themselves, anybody that's working with me tell you. I refuse to tell them what to do. Because if I got to tell you what to do, then we got a problem. Because we trying to raise gods here. And God shouldn't have to, because gods think mathematically. So if we think mathematically, there could be no disagreement. There might be disagreement in quality, but there might be no disagreement in quantity. And we know we're going to have disagreement in quality because we're all different. You like chocolate cake, I might like vanilla cake. We still like cake, but the point is, I'm not going to force you to eat chocolate cake because I like chocolate. You understand? 5 plus 3 is equal 8, but 6, 2 is also equal 8. 1 plus 7 is also equal 8. We don't disagree on the quality, on the quantity. We might disagree on the quality, but that's because we don't think from a different perspective, and we respect that. So there's no dictatorship, there's no forcing. But if you're going to try to tell me 3 plus 5 is 35, then hell no, you got to get the hell out of here. I don't want to hear it. You want to tell me some philosophy? No, I don't want to hear it because you can't prove it. You got to get your ass out of here. Mathematics. We go back to hereafter. That's what I call it hereafter. We go back to promised land. It's based. There's no religion. There's only mathematics. Does dogs have religion? They know what the hell to do. Birds have religion. They have religion. They know what to do. There's birds. There's dolphins, right? Does they have religion? They know what to do. So in other words, they're smarter than us. We never had religion until 35,000 years ago. That's because people they lost their mathematical standard. They try to come with philosophy, trying to understand how things work. That's what religions are. They can't prove any of them. Not one of them can you prove. None of them. You can't prove one of them. None part of it. And you can't bring anything into existence out of them. You can't bring into existence a Christian car, a Buddhist a plane, right? Or Hindu a ship. You can't do it because they don't exist. The only thing you do was mathematics. You can bring things into existence with mathematics, but you can't bring anything into existence with other things because that means they're not real. They say, well, prayer does it. Prayer is where you bring bullshit. Okay, they say, okay, I need to think. I'm going to give you a short example, then we're going to close out, brothers and sisters. Oh, I prayed for a car. Why are you praying for a car? I mean, you in the math, okay, well, could we go with that, right? Because, they pray for a car. And then God gave me a car, man. Okay, what, did one pop up in your driveway? Did one pop up out in the street or on the sidewalk? No. You had to go to the dealer. You had to get a credit check. You had to pay some money. But I thought God gave you the car. I mean, he gave it to you. Why you got to do all this other stuff? Why you got to go to the dealer? Why you got to do all the mathematical stuff if God gave it to you? Because it's bullshit. And why you ask for a car? You got billionaires, right? So God, if you want to talk, he must be a trillionaire. He must be a quadzillionaire. So if your father's a billionaire, you go ask your father, can I have a quarter? Say, hey, Bob, give me $1 million. Give me $100,000. So why are you going short on God? Why are you playing cheap on him? Don't ask for a car. See? Ask for the whole damn factory. Ask for $1 billion. Because you ain't going to do that because you know it's bullshit. See, all this is crap, man. You don't understand any of it. And that's they got you turning you to Negro butts, and you believe anything they tell you. But how is they ruling the world? Are they ruling the world with prayer beads, flying carpets, idols with 6 arms, chants, om, om, om? Are they ruling the world with that? Or are they kicking their world's ass with mathematics? Which one is it? Tell me. I'm waiting. I'm going to sit back and wait till you answer me. Which one's winning? Which one's winning now? What are they kicking the world's ass with? Come on, I'm waiting. I'll be silent I'm listening. Maybe you're talking real low. I'm trying to hear you. Where's they ruling the world with? Nothing? Well, come on, I mean, you gotta be something now. I mean, you telling me all this stuff, right? You're talking about Christianity and Buddhism. What are they ruling the world with? What are they kicking everybody's ass with? A Hindu gun? A Buddhist missiles? Sunni bombs? Or with mathematics? When you look in the universe, what do you see? You see Hindu stars? You see Buddhist food? You see Christian fuel, gas? Or you see mathematics? Better wake up, brothers and sisters. That's what they're kicking the world with. See, but they disarmed you because you're a nation within a nation. If you become armed, what do you think that means? A conflict. And what you would win, but you don't know it. They disarmed you. But it says, and this is going to happen soon. See, it says Suleiman, right? He speaks of 4 winds. He's going to raise this nation. The world's about to break. This nation's coming to exist because we're going through the spring thaw right now. But our nation's coming into existence. It says it's going to come to existence. It says it's going to come to a great army. That's what they don't want. They'll try to stop it. A great army. They say a great rally, protesters, a great army. See? Not no mystical stuff. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. So I'm going to leave it there. See? The book of life. So you listen to these clowns out there? I got the book of life. I broke the 7 seals. Well, you like it now. I don't care. But if you ain't in it, you're going to have, you have well, I'm not going to say you have a long time. You have a short time to save for that one. See? Because if you left behind, because you will be. See? And especially, see, the judgment is going to take place here. And especially those that heard this message and didn't do any step up and try to wake our people up. Because every person that's slaughtered, when abomination of desolation goes down, it's going to be on your hands. And you will not escape. And one word on this abomination of desolation, see, what does it tell you? See, stop the bullshit, brothers and sisters. It says when Jerusalem is surrounded by armies, when Jerusalem is surrounded by armies, its destruction is near. Its destruction is near. Who has Jerusalem? What's the capital of Jerusalem? Does the Arabs have it or does the Jews have it? False Israel have it. It says when it's surrounded by armies, it's destruction. It didn't say it's resurrection, right? It's redemption. It says destruction is nigh. That tells you what abomination of desolation is. It comes at 2 different ways. See? So when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, so when you see abomination of desolation stand in a place where it should not be, because it's identity theft. They pretend they're us. They will set up the county Elijah Muhammad saying that we true to Abraham. They said, no, that's a whole different story. I'm not going to go into that, right? But I got presentations, talks about that, right? It tells you. And that's about to happen. They're getting ready to go to war over there. And we see Jerusalem surrounded by armies. Its destruction is near. Destruction. And that's what happened. That's not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to be destroyed, because if they're true to Abraham, when they return, they can't be destroyed. And that's the problem, because they will be. And when they rule, that means we the true seed of Abraham. And when they find that we the true seed of Abraham, it's going to spread like wildfire because they're going to make an immediate calculation that we the true seed of Abraham. That means they ain't the good people they was trying. I'm talking about that light on the hill. They pretend that they're the light of the world, right? That they're not the ones stealing, killing, and destroying, right? So they pretend that. So now this comes all crashing down. The whole mentality, the whole sight come crashing down because now they've been beaten, they've been beating and destroying the true seed of Abraham, right? That means they're devils, they're beasts, they're wicked, they've been serving Satan. They're genocidal maniacs because they were saying America was the promised land. Now it's true that America wasn't the promised land. They was genocidal maniacs. They came and kill all the people. That means their mind will crash in an instant. Mind will just crash. And they got to do something to reserve their mind, protect their mind. And the only way they can do that is get rid of the cause, and that's us, because all this happened because of us, because we're true seed of Abraham. And so if they got to, because like I tried to give you an example, and I'm going to close this out, a person that's born ugly as hell. I mean, they're the ugliest person ever been seen in your life, but nobody wants to tell them that. And they never seen a mirror. So everybody tell them how beautiful they are. They walk through like, hey, man, they think they're beautiful. They wear nice clothes, their heads up tight. Never seen themselves. Everybody tell them how beautiful they are. And then one day they walks up in a mirror, and they're shocked because they don't realize what that is. And then they finally realize what it is, and they realize what the truth is, and their mind just crushes. Their mind just crumbles, right, and implodes. And the only way to protect it is to get rid of that mirror. That's the only solution. Get rid of that mirror. Get rid of all mirrors. And that's us. Because false Israel pretend to be us, and now they come and face, they about to come and face with who? The real us. See? And the devils, they gotta come to they have to come face to face with the fact that we're true seed of Abraham. And the only way they can save their minds, because we're true seed of Abraham, that means they've been oppressing us. They've been hurting God's people, the apple of God's eye. He says, who curses will be cursed, who bless Israel will be blessed. But they've been cursing us, the true seed of Abraham, have been blessing Satan's people, the synagogue of Satan. They had all backwards. Now they realize that all is hell because they're going to be at war with Russia. They're going to be at war in Europe. They've already been defeated in the Middle East. All the troubles, all the 9 plagues are kicking in. They got all trouble here, and they realize it's because of us. See? And the only thing, and they're going to try to eradicate us. And me, that's why I says, run, flee. Don't look back. Don't go in the house, get anything. Don't make no text, nothing. Just flee. Because it's going to be your next door neighbor. Because the evangelical preachers, they're going to put the word out. See, it's going to get out just like that. That's right. When you see this, when you see a bomb, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by army, that's when you flee in because they're about to be taken down. But some of you are going to sit around, man, I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm sure they're really going to be taken down. Because that's, remember, they're saying when they were surrounded, that's what these preachers telling you. Well, that means God's going to come in, Jesus will come in last minute, save them. So they're going to be holding on to the last minute. See? And no Jesus. And some of you are going to go along with that. Wait till the last, and then you're going to get your throat cut. Going to tell you to flee when you see it. Don't flee after it happens. Because after it happens, it's too damn late. See? And then it's taken down. Forces were taken down. See? Which is not supposed to happen. See? So that means they wasn't the true thing. And we are. And then they realize what's going on here. God's didn't come to help them, come to destroy them. Because they was been destroying God's people. See? But they're gonna be sad because listen to them listen on the internet. They're so giddy. Oh man, they hope they hope this war takes place. They tell me Gog is going, Gog and Magog is American Britain, but the Gog tell them Gog is Russian, and they giddy, man. Yeah, Jesus coming back, man. We want this war. We want them to take out Iran. We want, yeah, man. They're so excited. See, and then all of a sudden, Jerusalem's surrounded, taken under siege because American Britain's already kicked out. They're under siege. And it says it's going to be a while. I don't know, maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks, because they're going to be eating each other. That's what it says. The fathers beating the sons and carrying on. So it's going to be a little while. See, until they actually take it down. And everybody's the evangelicals, you know, all these T.J. Jakes and Hagee, whatever he's right. Where's Jesus? Jesus coming now. He's going to save him at the last minute. He's going to save him at the last minute. Where's Jesus? No Jesus. No Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. It's getting close now. Amen. They'll be eating each other. Come on, Jesus. Damn desperate straight. Where's Jesus? Come on, Jesus. Come on. Come on, Jesus. No Jesus. Oh, they're gone. Where's Jesus? No Jesus. Uh-oh. That's where it's going down, brothers and sisters. Mind crash. It'd be a total explosion, right? A shock wave is going to go through the whole foreign parts, everything. This whole false reality. False Israel is the cornerstone of it. Cornerstone of American foreign policy. Now it's gone. That means everything collapses. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Well, let me close out with my audio, brothers and sisters first. Let's see here. Okay, brothers and sisters, audio brothers and sisters. This is a Black Alert section of the fire zone. Black Alert out. And for you, see here. And for you, video brothers and sisters, hope you understand. Assalamu alaikum.